Hi YouTube, welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Hi, my name's Gunny. Well, welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Today the big question is, if you've got an old CPU like I do, an 8350, and you pair it with a newer video card, with the 1050 Ti, will you still get decent performance? So today, looking at the system performance that we have, let's take our system for a ride. Having a quick look, we have Windows 10 64, the 8350 FX unlocked and overclocked to 4.3 gig, the Cooler Master Evio 212 cooler, the GTX 1050 Ti, overclocked as well, starring today, a 990 FX Extreme 3 motherboard, old but it's okay, and our Samsung Evo SSD, a real pleasure to own. So this is the system, running at 4299 megahertz and 3.125 volts, so it's not overvolted particularly. So here we are, cockpit, and this is my stats on my overclock on the 1050 Ti. So as you can see, this is live recorded. Everything's running really well. It just seems to be balanced quite well. I'm getting good frame rates. You can see those up there on the top left hand corner. And I'm running this at 4K, that is with the DSR from NVIDIA. So NVIDIA DSR 4K, my actual monitor is only a 720 or a little bit more than 720. It's HD, but it's not quite the 1080. But let's climb out. You can have a look, temperatures, everything. Performance on the video card it's just good. It's just set just right at the moment. I would like to have a higher overclock on the CPU, but for hell or high water I failed in the CPU lottery. 4.3 is all it'll do. If I put it to 4.4, I can put as much voltage on it as I like, and it just won't have a bar of it. It just won't work. It keeps clocking down, and it just doesn't give you a good experience. And here, where I'm currently set, it runs smoothly. Once you get out over the countryside and there's not too much to draw, it'll hit 60 FPS. Over the busy parts of Adelaide, it sits around the 30, which is good. It's still smooth. The trick, I believe, with X-Plane 11 is that you have to balance it. If you want to fly at Seattle, the default airport, on the current settings I have, it would die. Yes, it would die. But it depends on where you fly. You have to be flexible, and you have to make adjustments and allowances for where you want to be. Now, if you have a 1070, it'd be a walk in the park, or a 60 maybe. And if you're fortunate enough to have a 1080 Ti or a Titan, well, you can have whatever you want, but you'll need a much better CPU. The 1050 Ti here hardly breaks a sweat really, and with the latest optimizations, most of the cores are working at a reasonable level. I'm really looking forward to Vulkan turning up and just see if that makes a big difference, but at the moment my card is running at about 98-99% anyway, so I'm probably not going to see a big improvement on performance because it's already doing as best as it can with the CPU that it's got. So let's head back over Gawler and we'll go back and land, and you can it's just a short video to see what currently I'm achieving. And I'd really love to hear what you're achieving. If you have a processor around the 8350 level, I did start out with an 8320, and I'd actually had this running on a 760 but the 2 gigabyte was its issue. The 2 gigabyte wouldn't load enough of the textures to make it really nice. So having that 4 gigabyte extra, well, having 4 gigabyte makes a big difference with the performance of the whole sim. Okay, coming down the downwind leg. Just a quick flight and a short video. Really, again, I would love to hear what you guys have got out there. You're running on lower end spec machines. Not all of us have millions of bucks to put an i7 7600K and a 1080 Ti together in a system with water cooling and all the bells and whistles. Let's see if we can manage a decent landing for you today. But nice to get the stall warning just as we touch down. Okay, coming down past runway 13, as it is from this end, or 31 from the other end. Gotta make sure you don't get confused on that one. Heading down. Now we have the sea ahead of us. Edinburgh Air Force Base just to the left about 10 degrees. And that's a whole nother issue with airspace. And I've just done a navigation video today, so if you're watching this one and you fancy a longer flight, let me show you how the navigation occurs, or how you go about navigating a flight from Gawler out to Truro. It's a good flight. It's about 40 minutes, so if you've got that time to spend, love to have you sit along with me. So turning left on base, we have our descent rate at about 500 feet per minute. Try and get ourselves down to about 700 feet indicated. You can see the threshold of the runway. Second stage of flap. That should be more than enough. Turning in on final. Gotta say, I really love this X-Plane 11. It's just really surprised me. I have seen a few videos in the last couple of days of the new Prepared 3D in its version 4, and I have to say what I've seen so far didn't impress me, but you know, it's horses for courses. There's not one right answer. This just happens to be the right answer for me. Certainly not something I want to get into who's got the best sim. Everybody has their own preferences, and this just happens to be mine, so I'm glad you're here with me today. Oh, no stall warning today, but we got it on the ground reasonably smooth and no bounce. Get the brakes on, keep it straight. Thanks for taking a short ride with me. Thanks for having a look at the specs, and again, please like, subscribe and comment. Tell me what you'd like to see video wise, and tell me what you've got and what sort of performance you get. Performance, did you think it was excellent, good, satisfactory, marginal or poor? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you again soon on Let's Fly VFR. See you again soon.